Hey everyone, Stephanie here, coffee drinker, book lover, and reviewer of many things. And today we're going to review the book Gunslinger by Stephen King. And it was on our 2023 reading challenge as. Where did it go? Oh my goodness, where is it? There it is. A classic. Um, so this book was. All right. So this book was written in 1982, um, and it's part of the Dark Tower series. And the Dark Tower series as a whole, I think, is good. Um, it's interesting. Don't go watch the movie. That movie was stupid, and it had nothing to do with the. It made no. Read the books. Just be cautioned that Gunslinger, as the first book, is kind of giving you an idea of who the main character is, which his name is Roland. Roland. I'll read you the back of the book. But the whole point of this book is to tell you who he is and why he's doing what he's doing. And it's my least favorite of the Dark Tower books. I forgot. Honestly, I think the first Dark Tower book I read was the second one. And then I realized it was part two. And I picked up the first one while I was still reading the second one, which is okay to do. I'm not going to tell you why, because that's a spoiler. But it's okay. And I do have to caution you that this book talks about. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. It talks about sexual acts as like first as like a payment, and then as like, oh, I love you or I like you, and then also as like what teenagers do by themselves. Um, I feel like it's done too much in this book. And if you read this book or if you've read this book, you probably understand. I mean, it has to happen, I know, but it's not like a smut book or a spicy book. Um, it just talks like, you know, the woman had an urge and she asked, "Hey, will you fix the problem?" And then later it's a payment from a demon or a spirit. Anyway, I'm not here to spoil the book. I'm just here to give you the heads up. Um, so I'm gonna read you the little summary of the book over here. It says, "The Last Gunslinger. He is a haunting figure, a loner on a spellbinding journey into good and evil in the desolate world which mirrors our own in frightening ways. Roland tracks the man in black, encountering an enticing woman named Alice and befriending the boy from New York named Jake. Um, look, I thought there was more, but I think that's just like, this person says this about the book. It's a good book. You get past what I said you need to, you know, in case you're not one of those people that likes that kind of stuff. Once you get past that, it's a good book. I think it's very well written, and you feel like you're on the journey too. It's like, oh my gosh, we're in the middle of a desert. Oh my gosh, it's so dark. Or, you kind of, by the end of the book, you understand why Roland is who he is, and you wonder if he can change. Will he? You'll have to find out yourself. I don't have much to say other than I like the books. I like this book. I mean, like I said, I've read the whole Dark Tower series. You have to read it as a whole. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to pick up a book here. I'm going to pick up a book in like 5 years. You have to kind of read them back to back so you understand, because otherwise you'll get lost because things go do, 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 do. Also, if you read the whole Dark Tower series, Stephen King is in it himself, which was really fun. But as for Gunslinger, you need it to understand Roland, but it's my least favorite book. Still not a bad book. It's well written. It's kind of dystopian because it's got parts of our world, but they're kind of twisted. And you never know what's going to happen. And yes, it has its slow parts, but it was still like you have to read it to understand the whole story. So just pick it up and read it. Okay, that is all I have to say about Gunslinger. Come back next week for my spoiler. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's all I have to say. See you on my next video.